Wait. Hello and welcome to Show and Sell, a show that celebrates digging through other people's trash. Hello, Trash Dragons. I am Chris, Trash Dragon of the West. This is my guitar, Mr. Blankenship.
Hi, Mr. Blankenship.
He says hello back and mentioned that I sell on eBay and Discogs, mostly medium.
And I'm Katie, and I am Trash Dragon of the South, and I sell everywhere, but mostly clothing and accessories. And I shop for anything sparkly, spooky, or just very, very unique.
And I'm Joe, Trash Dragon of the East, and I buy, let's be honest, I buy a lot of garbage. And I turn it into gold! What? How is that possible, right?
You buy gold, like you're like trash Rumpelstiltskin.
That's brilliant.
Anyway, so unless you guys got info or updates, we're going to move on to our first segment, which is the thing that brought us joy.
That brought you joy.
Thing that brought you joy. Let's get it going. Katie, why don't you start?
Okay, my thing that brought me recent joy. This is a collection long in the making that's very slow and painstaking for people that don't like to spend a lot of money and like a lot of things. This is what tends to happen is you just wait and slowly over time. So if you couldn't tell, I'm kind of a makeup person. I like makeup. I like to do makeup on other people. I like to do my own makeup. I always have. But the one thing that makes doing makeup really easy is a good set of makeup brushes. And they're expensive and I don't want to spend money. So I have very slowly curated a collection of pretty good makeup brushes over about a 20-year period. But very slowly, if I see them on resale sites, or sometimes I'll get lucky and they'll have, bags at thrift stores. Now, sometimes those are gross, but a lot of times you can completely sterilize something like that. And I've gotten really good at cleaning previously used brushes because there's a lot of ways to do it.
As an alpha male, I have to admit that I don't understand what makes a good brush for makeup.
It just normally it's the quality of the actual brush itself, and it's then the handle, the weight of the handle. It's just they feel nicer. You feel like a luxury lady when you have nice makeup brushes. And this is my collection of brushes that I've curated over a long time. Now, I have a lot of bad brushes that are in the other room, but these are my good ones. I recently traveled to a different country and was concerned because I was possibly going to be doing bridal makeup on a group of bridesmaids and a bride. So I packed my very good brushes together to take them with me. Now, when I got back from my trip, I thought they were gone. It was the one thing I couldn't find. And I would say out of all of the things that I brought on the trip, it would be the one thing, above jewelry, anything else, that would be the thing I wouldn't want to lose because it took me so long to collect them. Regardless, I thought I had lost them, and then I found them. I had packed them in a really odd pocket, and I found them. So this brought me joy that they were not lost. But it's also just, I don't know, it's a slow collection build that...
Right.
I love it. I love just like having something that's practical. It's interesting just how much of a difference it can make it when you find the stuff that's really good that you're like, well, this will do, but this is better.
It's the difference between the good packing tape and the bad packing tape, or the good blue masking tape that works and the kind that doesn't. When you buy the off-brand, sometimes, but most of the time you're going to get bleed through. It's that kind of stuff. Yeah. I fully agree.
But Joe, what do we got?
Last week I talked about how I had bought a stack of rugs at an auction, and at the same auction, I bought a lot of art, which I shouldn't buy because it's just like I think I got I went to an auction once, got 2 really good deals on 2 pretty good paintings, and then I flipped them almost immediately, and so that just gave me do I know something about art? Do I know how to pick art now? and it's still like, I have
The
don't have
answer
the
is yes.
best success rate, but I have a pretty good success rate.
Yeah.
One
Oh.
of the things I got.
Who has just joined us?
Oh, I'm sorry. Ulysses she came squeaking over. Hi,
She has joined the chat.
Ulysses has
Hi,
entered.
Ulysses.
Hi, Ulysses. I picked up. There was 2 pieces of art in this thing, and this one is the one I bought it for. It's this 1920, I think it's 1923, painting of a deer. Just like it looks like thrift store art, but it's not. To be honest, it's not quite as good of quality as regular thrift store art, but it is hand painted on canvas. It's not like a print, and I love I love majestic deer. I had to clear it out a little bit, just because it was pretty dingy. I was like, oh, it's got to pop a little bit better, and I'll just show you this is what the rag looks like that I used to wipe it down. So it was pretty filthy.
Pretty grimy.
Yeah, so that's the item that brought me joy. Yeah,
I think
I
it's
could
like
see that behind Chris. I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that as a trade out.
Yeah. No, we could. You want to swap art? You know what?
Here, what if I do this? So I'll just do the rest of the show like this until my arms fall off.
Please
That's
do.
good.
And a little known library tip: you can basically take art out for 30 days, and from the library, you can and then just swap it out. So if you need free art
For like
for
a
your
party.
house, or just like you like to switch your art out. Good.
I have a question.
Libraries
really
are very
quick before-
important, and reading is fundamental.
Just
There we go. How much would you pay for a velvet painting on velvet with a nick in it?
What's the subject?
Like Nick Cage or
Tiny Nick Cage.
You're
How much
really
would you
pleased with
pay
yourself
for
for that, Chris.
a big velvet painting if it had like a cut in it?
That's a good question, because actually one of my prized velvet paintings was a picture of Linus from Peanuts, which during a move got a pretty big slash in it, and I kept it for a while, but over time the slash just kept on getting bigger, and so I'm just like,
that's so cool.
Yeah, it was great. It was like a college girlfriend gift that I just
God, that's
adored.
good. Yeah, that hurts me. Yeah, that's really good.
That was a good one. But what is the velvet painting of again?
It's a landscape, but it's begging for a Sasquatch, like someone to paint a little Sasquatch in there that's coming in from the side. It's begging for it. It wants you to paint a Sasquatch on it.
Could you use
the nick in the upper corner? And it was $20, and I was like, will I repair this? Will I paint the Sasquatch again? Like Joe, hearts in my eyes. Like, I will do this project. I will make this velvet Sasquatch painting happen. It will be but I don't know.
You've fallen in love with the potential.
And I can buy a lot of blue painter's tape for $20. So it's hard. The trade-off is there. Where are my priorities?
Exactly.
Probably Sasquatch.
Well, that's why you got to start going to estate sales, so that way you can find the blue. That's where you find your tapes, your excess tapes, like blue painters. Like you just like one of my favorite things about it is not the treasures, but it's like the rudimentary nuts and bolts stuff I find. Like
I'm going to one this month.
Yes,
on my list.
I love estate. I love like you can just get spoons, like a bag of spoons.
I love that.
Yeah. And
I want a box of scissors. I want all that. I want the old craft supplies. I want all of that stuff.
Right.
Yeah, Ulysses does too. Yep.
I'm going to go.
Okay.
So this is from the estate sale I mentioned last week that I went. So this just amuses me. I'm a big mystery guy, but so this is Alfred Hitchcock and the three investigators in the mystery of the coughing dragon. So I was just like, that's weird. And then I started kind of like, look, it's the main character's named Jupiter Jones, which they ended up using for Jupiter Ascending. If you saw that Mila Kunis movie, the thing that I found amazing was the mystery of the coughing dragon actually has Alfred Hitchcock as a character. He actually like shows up in the I think in the beginning, like the end of the book.
He has a cameo in his own book.
Yeah, Mr. Hitchcock reflected some more. The dragon roared, you said. Was that your imagined running, lads? And it's just like, why is Alfred Hitchcock hanging out with 3 teenage kids solving mysteries?
Why not?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, why? But
Well, he likes money. He's not made of stone.
Hitchcock is kind of like Orson Welles in that he would just like, I mean, Orson Welles at the end of his career would just sort of like do any project. He's like, you want to endorse this board game called Dark Tower? I do not, but how much does it pay? And
I mean, we've all seen him doing the wine commercial.
Yeah.
French wine.
And Hitchcock would just do like Hitchcock would like put his name on all kinds of stuff like that too. Like there were all kinds of like Alfred Hitchcock horror books, Alfred Hitchcock like or young horror books, Alfred Hitchcock. All kinds of Alfred Hitchcock books. It was,
and also, if this show ever takes off, we will be doing the same.
Yes.
Trash Dragons present
the investigators.
Choose your own Trash Dragon.
Who hasn't gone? Joe, have you gone?
we've all gone.
We've all gone.
Oh, we've all gone. Great.
Next
All
up.
right. Well, why
Who's
don't
running
we
the
move
show
on?
anyway? I am.
I don't know.
Now
Thank
it's time for our next segment. The next segment is called "How Great Is Francis?"
10.
Okay.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
He's why we get 5-star reviews all the time. He shows up.
Yes, pretty much.
But what we're actually going to do is move on to our next segment, Unearthed Treasure.
Unearthed treasure.
Unearthed Treasure topic for this week is horses. I think we've talked about. I love like niche industry things, and I found 5 of these at the bins, and it's the Welsh Pony Breeders Directory from 5 different years. So if you're looking to breed a Welsh Pony, you would find these pamphlets.
Wow. Look at the font.
Yeah.
The font is like the Gaelic font. That's funny.
Right.
That is funny.
So, it goes from 1978, and it's all in California. Katie, you have a lot of opinions today.
Okay,
So
I've
what?
got opinions. So you said horse, and I heard seahorse.
I take that.
It's a
wanna
kind
show
of
these seahorse
a
boots.
chorus.
Hold on. Those are boots.
Yes, sir.
Oh wow, that is dope.
They are the dopest.
I'm sorry. I just got chills. Like, that is amazing.
They're so good. They really are maybe one of my best things. Like I have some real good boots, and I tend to buy boots because I think they're awesome. Like the other ones that I've showed before on this. These are some of my favorites. So they are, and they are not going to be sold. No. And they also are my size. So I'm very, very lucky. They are by.
Let me guess. Have you never worn them?
No, they're on display. They're not. No. They're display boots. No.
You're the Nigel Tufnell of Spinal Tap, but instead of about guitars, it's shoes.
No, correct. I might wear them at some point because they definitely have been worn. They have wear on them, but they haven't been worn that much because on the vintage boots and vintage heels, the heel knob seems to come off right away, and theirs is still intact, which means they haven't been worn that many times. I would guess like maybe 10 times. So yeah, they're a beautiful, beautiful vintage boot. It's all, embroidered, and they're in great shape. It was such a cool find. And this is, if you have clever searches saved online, you can find stuff like this for cheap. And I got really lucky. Yeah. So they also have little studs on the fin right here.
Okay.
Yeah, they're pretty good. They're a good one. Chris is like angry now. He's like, "Oh my seahorse boot!
Why must you always upstage me?" I thought my Welsh Pony breeder's directory was pretty good, and then Seahorse boots come out.
No, but come on, that's like one of my best things. There's
Yeah.
plenty of days where it's a struggle, and sometimes the categories are not my friend, and I have to push. But these are, but these again are not to be sold. These are these were found for me, so it's a collection item.
Yeah, that's great.
What do you got, Joe? I'm sorry.
Woof. Well,
if I would have known, we would have put you last. This is, I feel like this is a hard act to follow.
It's not. Joe's always got something.
He's got good stuff.
Not tonight. All I have is for horses. I got this. I would just have this horse that I got in a bag of stuffed animals for Carmen to destroy. I kept some of the stuffed animals and sold some of them, but the horses were specifically for Carmen because we took her to a parade once, and it was the first time she'd ever encountered horses. And she just like had this kind of freaked out look on her face, and she had this what we've now just called the horse bark, which is just her just sort of going ruff, 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 like just really like, oh, do not like this. And so we gave her a horse to chew on. And one of the things about Carmen and toys is that she always goes for the eyes first. So there are no eyes.
I don't know what that means, but I don't like it.
It's very unusual, and
don't look at me.
Carmen is a delight, but boy, she really like. It does get really weird when she like takes when she goes at a stuffed animal and just takes the eyes first.
That's real weird.
Yeah.
But it's also real weird that she was very nervous about the horse. Like that horse was not her friend. I wonder how she'd feel about a mini horse.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, if she could ride on top of it, she'd probably feel pretty good and wear a fun outfit.
That would be. Mini horses are just. I mean, they're the thing, right? I there was one I was driving in Burbank and someone was walking a mini horse and I pulled over and chased the woman. Excuse me, and she like went into her house. And I was like, ma'am, can I see your pony? And so then she brought him out to me. She looked really annoyed. But that little horse's name was Oliver. And it was before I had met.
That's what you named
Oliver.
your husband.
Yes, it was a precursor. But he was a champion. That was a champion little pony too. But they just had him living in their backyard. I could have gotten in there any time and gotten him. Sorry, that's not that I thought about that.
No, not clearly not. We're going to move on to our next segment, which is Joe.
Tales from the Flypt!
Tales from the Flypt. Tales from the Flypt.
All right, we're back. Tales from the Flypt. The topic is how much of your house is thrifted. Joe, why don't you go ahead?
I'm going to say that probably 95 to 97% of my house is thrifted. I cannot. I kind of like after when you posed this, I kind of had a look around the house, and I swear to God, the only things I can think of that I bought new in a shop were the beds. Like everything else, like my dining room table came from like an antique mall, and it was deeply discounted. The desk I'm at was a street meet that my brother found. This mirror came from a hotel that was going out of business. The mirror I keep on hitting with my elbow. Like everything literally my dressers are all like came from either thrift stores or they came from my deceased neighbor Paul, R.I.P. God bless you. Thank you for everything you did for me, including giving me 2 dressers after your relatives didn't want them. Literally, I actually was looking for a cool soap dish, and my girlfriend at the time was like, "Why don't you just go buy a soap dish?" I was like, "Because these suck." I wanted a special soap dish and not just like a regular run of the mill soap dish.
Yeah, you want something that's what we want, something a little unique, hard to find, and there's soap dishes are soap dishes, so why not make it a little fun?
Like kitchen utensils are probably the one exception. Like my spatulas are new, or like a lot of my spatulas are new. Like my spatulas and slotted spoons and stuff like that, because it's like, a lot of the I'm not a I'm not a very good cook, but I'm an okay cook, and I like a high quality utensil. So.
Katie, what about you?
Just looking around even this room that I'm in, I'm gonna say like 80 to 85%, a little bit lower, just because rugs. I have to get rugs that are I can't get used rugs because I have a cat that pees. So it
Oh.
can't have any smell on it. Does that make sense? And I have the same struggle with furniture, but I do it anyways because I can't buy a new I just can't buy a new couch. I just can't. My brain doesn't allow me to do it. So it's going to be from Marketplace or from Goodwill. It's going to not be
Right.
new. Or from consignment. And then the other thing that I have found that I kind of have to buy new are, because I can never find them when I need them used, is bookshelves. So the Target $25 bookshelves. Now I have like 3 of those low-lying ones like lying together. Does that make sense? Because I
Yes.
have to have them, and every time I look, they're either way too heavy, like they're the 1,000-pound ones, which are always cool, but I don't have a way to transport it. It's something like that, but I would say that's pretty much every other piece of furniture, frame, mirror, anything else, always is thrifted or free. I feel the exact same way about the soap dish. I had a very similar thing where I've still, to this day, I'm looking for a soap pump.
Okay.
And
Oh
I
yeah.
see them every time I'm in Ross or whatever, because I'll go to Ross to get sheets or things like that. But
Right.
every time I go in and I'm like, no, I can't physically buy that there. It has to come from somewhere else because I know there are cooler ones. I know there are better ones. I know I'm going to find one from the 70s that's got like, it's going to be Garfield or it's going to be great. You know what I'm saying? I know
Yeah.
I'm going to find it eventually, so I can't buy it. Also, I paint everything. I paint 90% of the stuff that comes in. So it doesn't even really matter what it looks like as long as it serves its purpose and I can get it in the car.
Right.
Does that track? Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'll make it look the way I need it to look.
I just realized, like, I probably should have phrased the question, what isn't thrifted in your house?
Yeah, what isn't? Like, yeah, so my 2 big ones I would say are bookshelves, and not all bookshelves, because I have corner bookshelves that are from a movie set. Like, I have other things that are definitely not, but I would say for baseline bookshelves that I also use as shoe holders, those are I know where those are from. And then rugs have to be new. Everything else.
I think I buy, like, I tend to store a lot of my stuff in Calyx. Every record collector has these.
Yes,
like,
of course. Yes.
Because these are the kind of like, they're pretty inexpensive. But I bought a
You know
couple
they
of those.
make a door for those, right?
I'm sorry?
They make a door that fits the cube. IKEA does now. I just
Yes.
saw it. They also
Oh.
make it that you can put double drawers in them.
I
So
have
if you
seen
want
those,
to
yeah.
change your... Oh, okay. You knew. All right. I didn't know. I just found that out. Sorry.
But no, good to be reminded.
Yeah.
Some of them I bought, like, I found some on the street. Some, like, I found like 2 of them on the street for sure, and then like one of
That's
them,
great.
like one big one I found. I had to buy a couple, but the other thing is mattresses and, like, some kitchen stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I bought
Yeah.
my, like, pans. Like, I bought like a Lodge cast iron ceramic, sort of the Le Creuset knockoff.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
For pretty cheap at Marshall's, but it was still on sale. It was just,
But it wasn't thrifted.
but it wasn't thrifted. I buy shoes. Like, one of the things that I think a lot of people find weird is I'll buy shoes at the Goodwill, and I just kind of disinfect them. And you can also put them in the freezer, put them in a
Who
bag.
thinks that's weird to buy shoes?
I think a lot of guys do. Like, I mean, I've just seen a lot of people when I told them that.
Oh,
and-
I guess. I'm sort of funny about hats sometimes. Knit hats, because I've heard stories about something having like a bug or something in it. But like, I feel like if you disinfect it, you're fine. I don't know about wigs. It's almost, we should do a question of like, what's the bridge too far? Like, for me, that's, I don't know how to do that.
But I think we might have done it. Did we? Did we do a 5-star episode? Is this a 2 thumbs up, A plus 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 episode? Katie says yes. Joe is still on the fence.
Come on.
I'm gonna say yes.
Wow.
Yes, it was. Absolutely.
Okay, all right, we did it. So let's do our little closing song that everyone loves so much. Thank you for watching Show and Sell. If you remember, hit like, share, subscribe. But if you don't, everything's gonna be alright. And put a little bit brighter for us. There's an algorithm controlling all of our lives. Thank you for watching Show and Sell. If you remember, ring the bell. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. You did it. You
Yeah,
made
we
it to
did it.
another episode.
Yay.
Hey, thanks for coming, everybody.